What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rodney back with another tier list making video. Today we're doing just some, as you can see, some mobile games, just some of the Gacha games, if you will. I don't know how to spell it, and I don't want to look it up, so however it's spelled in the title is how it's just gonna be. But I don't know too many Gacha games, so I'm going over the ones that I have played, and one that I do want to play. So the one that I do want to play is going to be in the number 9 spot, and then we're just going to kind of go up from there. So based off of what I've seen from this one and just kind of my love for this series, I do have to put Fate's Grand Order at number 9. What I've seen, it looks very smooth. It looks very reminiscent to not Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest. Yeah, and Dragon Fable. Adventure Quest and Dragon Fable. Yeah. Those games were kind of like my go-to games growing up as a kid. I even had the Dragon Amulet for Dragon Fable, and I was on that game every day, man. That game was so much fun. But I really don't know too much about this game. It is something that I want to get into, but I just have such a heavy investment in the other games that are on this list that I can't afford putting another one in the rotation. You know what I'm saying? So the next one after that is one that is a good game. It's just not for me, and I don't really know why, honestly, because I like its counterpart a lot. But Dragon Ball Legends, Dragon Ball Legends is just not. I don't like the graphics for it. I don't like the gameplay for it. I don't like the user interface for it. I don't like how many different currencies there are for it. I don't like the summoning rates for it. I don't really like much about this game, really. Like, the animations look cool, and that's really about it. Everything else about this game is kind of mid to me. And now that I say it out loud, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I don't like this one over the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle that'll be later on this list. But Legends, just kind of mid, kind of iffy. Oh wells. Next, we're gonna have another game, kind of in that same boat for Legends. Is Seven Deadly Sins, Grand Cross. It's just a very cluttered game, and I haven't played it since like it came out, and I played it for about a couple of months. So it may have updated by the time that I get to this, but it's just not. For me, it just wasn't a fun game. It was very cluttered. The controls are very clunky, and they just. It was after you get your free to play options. It just wasn't a very stone friendly game or like currency friendly game, which I get after you grind everything. Like, it is what it is, but it's just these games need to have more oomph when it comes to just providing with the free to play stones, free to play currency to summon for stuff. Because at a certain point, if everything becomes, oh, a new character comes out and we have one event that you can get like five stones, I'm going to say stones because Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle is my game of choice right now. So I'm just referring everything to stones. But everything is just like, you can get like 5 stones. That'll get you one summon, maybe a single, but you ain't getting no multis. You ain't getting none of that. And that's just a shame, unless it's like a big celebration, like an anniversary or something, which I get too. But it needs to be playable outside of certain times of the year. And that's just kind of what it is. I also didn't like the art style, the animation, or anything like that. So it was just kind of, I don't know, because some other games have that same kind of similar art style, and I like those ones a lot more. Like this next one that we're about to put up, which is Bleach. So Bleach has kind of like the same free roaming style that Grand Cross does, and it has the same like kind of cell shaded animation, not cell shaded, but like graphics, CG animated animations for everything, and I think that it's okay. Like, Bleach is one of my favorite series, if not my favorite series for anime, and everything about it is just solid. You see a bunch of different forms that you don't see in the anime or the manga. You see just a bunch of different what ifs and just a whole lot of stuff like that, and that tickles my fancy. Like, the what ifs and just theoretical, like this could happen, are my favorite things to do in games, and I wish they did those more often. Which does put this at that number 6 spot for me because it's too good. It's just too good. Next one, another one that I haven't played too much, but it is one of the games that I am very interested in starting up here soon and getting more into it, which is Epic 7. I do like the animations, they're very crisp. I do like the art style, I do like the fluidity of it. The user interface is a little bit difficult to grasp as a new player, and I do have a friend that would help me out with this, so I'll probably go to them for it. But it's a very solid game. They do collaborations. Collaborations are some of my favorite things, which is a main reason for the one of the next games number 3 spot. But other than that, like it's just a solid game. Everything works the way it should. It has frequent collaborations with some of the greatest animes. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, um, Full Metal Alchemist, and whatnot. Like, it's just solid. Next one, Isekai Memories. There's not much to say about this one. This one would be higher on the list. I could even see it being number 3. Actually, 1 and 2 are solidified, so 3 and 4. No, never mind. This is a solid list. I can't change anything for this, but there's really not much to say about this one. If their prices were cheaper for buying like currencies, and they didn't release a new unit literally every week and a half, to up to 2 weeks between releases, that'd be a lot better than where it's at right now. Like, definitely the units that you have, super solid, but they've updated the user interface so much from when I started the game. I was a consistent player all the way through the first year anniversary up to like the year and a half anniversary to kind of where it's at right now. So I do play it on and off. But when I started, it was a very simple, like, here's the story mode, here's where you see your characters, like, everything is laid out in a very grid-like pattern, and everything was explained to you very thoroughly with your the great sage and all of that. But now, when I log into it, I literally have no idea what's happening. As soon as I log in, there's like 18 different pop-ups, like, oh, here's a new thing here, there's a new mode here, there's a different arena here, there's 3 new units there, a new one's coming out tomorrow, like, here's a brand new unit in your box, here's a bunch of different gifts, not much for the stones that you can use to summon, but you know, it's something, right? And it's just like, it hits you with a whole lot, and it doesn't explain any of it. Like, I was looking at it, and they had the summoner skills for like the support skills for the protection characters, and they updated it to be like physical and magic based and melee and all of this stuff, and it's gotten super crazy. And if I took the time to read through it, I guarantee I could and just get back into it, but boy howdy, I just don't want to invest that kind of time. The main thing that's keeping it this high is it's got my girls in there. It's got Shion, and it's got Milim, and they be in they swimsuits, you know what I'm saying? They got some of that fan service, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And then the next one, and it's not even close. I've been playing this one a lot recently, and everything about it I love. Grand Summoners. Grand Summoners is one of the closest games I could see to perfection. And it even does some stuff better than my number 2 spot, but it has everything that I want. It has the pixel animation. I love pixel animations. It's got great crossovers. They've had crossovers with literally everyone. One Punch Man, Yu Yu Hakusho, freaking ReZero. They're about to do one with Overlord. It's literally everything. They got everything. They got a bunch of nice original characters. It's very clean. The only thing I would say is that the dungeons, like the story missions, which should be the easy accessible content, is not really easy. It is accessible. I'm stuck on freaking chapter 14 because I don't know how to get to 15. I've cleared like everything except for like the challenge stages, and I don't know if that's what's holding me back, and I can't really Google a good answer online, so I'm just kind of stuck running the giant bosses and everything, getting everybody as grinded up as I can to hopefully blow everything up. But, you know, there's really not much to say about that one. It does a lot of things well. It has some flaws. The currency to purchase is very expensive as well. They have their bundles that range between anywhere from like $80 to $100, which is outrageous. That's ridiculously high. And for that, you get what, like 200 stones, which is 4 summons For 100 or for $80, that's a little horrible, honestly, and the rates aren't great. I've done so many summons and I just get duplicate units, and at this point it's kind of pissing me off. But moving on to the next spot, is my main game of choice right now, the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which is in its 8-year anniversary countdown right now, for the global side at least. And this game is the closest game to perfection that I have seen since the last one, which we'll talk about in a second, which, as you can see, is Brave Frontier. But Dokkan Battle, it has a lot of different mechanics that I believe, and I'll be super biased here. I've been playing this since day one when it came out back in 2015. So I've seen all of the updates that they've made, changes, patches, and everything. So it is a little bit friendlier to me because I've been through it consistently through all. I have hit the 2,500-day login mark. But it's just the characters, they keep refreshing them, doing what they got to do. They are kind of reaching a point right now where it's just insane power creep, and that's not bad per se, but it's getting to the point where everything does everything and you can't really differentiate other than their link set, which I believe is a great mechanic in any game. Is a link set where if you're running these people, they get bonuses here and there for whatever they're doing, whether it be story wise or lore wise, be accurate to the anime. And I think that's super cool. But it's just a Dragon Ball Z game. The animations are crisp. They've put a lot of work into their animations, and that's really not much to say about it. But the number one disputed game was the GOAT itself, Brave Frontier. Brave Frontier was my very first gacha game I ever started playing. I started playing it in high school, towards the end of high school, like junior, senior year. And that game had me hooked. The amount of characters that they had was just insane. Their designs were amazing. They had great naming. It was a very friendly system to use. Everything was just laid out directly for you, easy to explain, easy to read. Their summoning animations were very basic but pristine, and overall it had everything that you could want from a game. The main thing that a lot of these other games that have a problem with is awakening and getting to the levels that you need to. And that's just a very hard grind fest. But Brave Frontier realized that was just a pain to do, so they implemented a currency system where you can literally buy whatever you need. I remember summoning a unit. I didn't have the materials for it, so I just was able to go into the exchange shop and just whatever currency that they used to trade for it. It's been gone for a while now. I think it shut down in February of last year or this year, one of the two, or April, one of those two. But you could literally go in there, buy all the material you need to evolve it, and all the material you need to raise their Brave Burst level, all the material you need to get them to level 150, Omnium, Omni 3 plus, everything. Like it literally let you buy everything that you needed, so you didn't have to grind. They had leader skills. Their leader skills were immense in the game. It didn't rely on links like Brave Frontier. It's more of all types this, or if you have all five, or if you have 5 different elements, then you get this. They implemented the damage reduction. Like, they just had so many different mechanics that were explained so very well and implemented so very well. It was just, to me, the peak of gacha gaming, and sadly it did just shut down, and that just hurts my soul every time. But yeah, now I am sad and depressed, so I am going to watch some of Ushi Gaming Channel's old Brave Frontier videos, because that was the sauce. But if you made it this far, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your favorite gacha games. I'll be super active in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.